Hello Internet and welcome to This Day in History for the 26th of September. We go now to the year of 1687 and more specifically to the Dutch city of Amsterdam. Now, for quite a few years there had been unrest in Britain. After the restoration of 1660, the House of Stuart seemed to have been well established back on the British throne. However, there was some issues, mainly the fact that they were quite rightly suspected of having at least Catholic leanings or at least Catholic sympathies. Charles II perhaps were not quite that bad, but it became somewhat obvious that his heir and successor, his younger brother James, was in fact, if not a Catholic himself, then at least very, very inclined in that direction. And following the establishment of the Church of England under Henry VIII, 150 or so years prior, the British had developed a very staunch anti-Pope, anti-Catholic sense of identity based upon their various Protestant creeds, be it Presbyterianism in Scotland or just the Anglican Church in England. However, eventually it became clear that James would be king, but people were mostly accepting of him despite his Catholic leanings because they believed he would die without a son and the throne would then go to one of his daughters, both of whom were staunch Protestants, and in fact the eldest daughter married to William of Orange, who was the most prominent Protestant prince of Europe at the given time. However, in 1688, James actually had a son, at which point the Catholic succession to the British crown seemed assured. Of course, this did not sit well with most of his subjects, and eventually a group of them decided to invite the previous mentioned William of Orange to come over to kick James out and become King of England. And on this day, after some long discussions and political plots, the City Council of Amsterdam voted to support William in this endeavor, and he eventually shipped his troops over to England, where the Stuart monarchy's support collapsed and James had to escape to France. This was the Glorious Revolution of 1688, which I have of course made a prior video about, which I will link below. You should definitely go watch it. Hint hint, self-promotion. And secured Britain's position as a Protestant, or at least a non-Catholic country, not allied with France, which was another one of James's ideas to increase the, shall we say, acceptance of Catholicism in the otherwise fairly staunch Protestant Britain. The fact that William came in by invitation from members of the British Parliament and in fact had to sign a document saying that he acknowledged the authority of the English Parliament to even keep a control over his own royal power is in many ways today seen as the second step after the Magna Carta in establishing, shall we say, parliamentary democracy, if you want to call it that, in Great Britain, and therefore spreading eventually to the rest of the world. But anyway, this day, City Council of Amsterdam accepts and supports William of Orange invasion of England to depose James II and create a new monarchy based on the House of Orange in the Glorious Revolution. I hope this has been of interest to you, and until next time, I have been the Sage, and I wish you all a very happy day.